Hey there everybody, welcome back to my channel. You can see here, there's some stuff going on, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So it's Fire Emblem Heroes things, if you're unaware. I know that I don't really dabble in much else, but I feel it's important to clarify for you. So if the chart hasn't given it away yet, basically we're looking at Fire Emblem Heroes Special Heroes banners. And if this is your first time in FEH or just gachas in general, you should know that for the most part, gacha games typically have two summer events, a part 1 and a part 2, and they typically span like, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, maybe. It's a big deal. Like, summer gacha is like a thing, and FEH is obviously no different. You can see we've been going since 2017, having two separate banners, so I don't see them changing that anytime soon. Plus, we've just kind of added on to it since then, so there's been a lot. So in this first part, I'm going to walk you through what has happened in the past couple of years, and then towards the end, I may just share some of my thoughts with you in terms of what games that I think we're going to see, and then additionally, who might be on those banners that I would like to see. This is not a prediction, all right? This is not a prediction. This is like a nice balance to what I would like to see versus how my orbs feel about it. So just remember that, okay? Just remember that. And if you're down for that, be sure to subscribe and come back, because there's a lot of things going on, especially this week. I think we have a Genshin stream on Monday. I think we have a Nintendo Direct stream on Tuesday. There's probably some FEH things scattered in. I have videos and things planned for Fire Emblem Heroes throughout the week. Of course, we're going to be seeing probably a FEH channel sometime very soon for the summer events and things like that. So subscribe, come back, come to me, come to Big Bro, okay? Come to Big Bro's channel and hang here and join us. Assimilate, please. Anywho. Banners. Let's talk summer special banners, all right? Summer special banners started off very quaint, right? So, and I've color-coded these as well for your convenience, if you were wondering. So we started off with just 5-star heroes all around, right? So we've got the Awakening banner and the Fates banner. It's 2017. That's how they rolled, all right? We had female Robin, adult Tiki, Gaius, Frederick. We had female Corrin, Elise, Leo, and Xander. Nice 50-50 split, right? 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen, both from Fates and Awakening. So, that's what you expected back then. 2018 rolls around. Stuff's getting a little bit different, okay? Now, instead of having a solid 1-game banner, right? Remember, each of these was a separate banner. Now we have 2 separate banners with 2 reps from 2 different games. So it got a little complicated. So in one banner we had Cordelia and Noir, right? And then I think that also featured Tana and Inez, I believe was their summer part 1 in 2018. And then for the part 2 we had Camilla and Takumi show up to be paired with Lind and Young Tiki this time from the Arcanea series, specifically the new mystery of the Emblem. Not new mystery, just mystery of the Emblem. So, we started to branch out a little bit, but we still had that kind of original class of Awakening and Fates, right? 2019 rolls around. This is where things get a little wonky. So, you could see before, there was kind of this cascade, right? And you might kind of assume that, like, oh, well, since we had a split between Fates and Awakening in the first year for the second, in the third year, we'd probably have a split between Arcanea and Sacred Stones for whatever was going to happen in year 3 with, other games represented. No, they didn't do that at all. In fact, they did a hard split. Okay, Summer Part 1 was basically all heroes. That's it. You had Gunthroat, Levitane, Leg Yarn, and Hellbindi. And that was it. That was it. They did continue with the tradition of now only having 1 dude amongst a lot of ladies. So there's that. There's no more 50-50 split, sadly, but We also had Yolger, so this was the first time that we started getting summer units as Tempest Trials rewards as well. So Yolger was our freebie. She became a Grail unit. And then in the second banner, we had a split between Blazing and Binding Blade. And that featured Lynn and Ursula, both at 5-star, as well as Lelina and Walt at 5-star as well. And then Fiora was our Grail unit. So again, it was, 4 ladies to 1 bro. But it wasn't cascading really anymore, which I feel like kind of threw some people off. Not really sure if it was overly well received at this point, because that was a while ago, and frankly, I don't remember. But 2020 came around, right? And that's when things got a little bit different. So now, not only do we have Grail units, which got introduced the year prior, we also got 4-star special units, which are new to the summer banners in 2020. And then we also had harmonized and duo units on top of that. So there was a lot going on. Last year's banner was a little bit bananas. But hey, you know what? Sometimes that's a good thing. So in the first part, we had kind of a time skip back to 2018 where we had a partial Sacred Stones banner featuring Joshua and Selena at 5-star, and then Lute as our 4-star unit. And then we had a harmonized unit in Mia from Radiant Dawn and Marth from Awakening. And then a Rice, he was, our Grail unit, who we still have today. So that was year 1. All right, so there was just a lot going on, right? We technically had representation from 3 different games. Summer part 2 of last year, we all know, was the banner heard around the world with 3 houses, and that had duo female Byleth and Rhea with a 5-star Dorothea Ingrid, 4-star Sylvain, and a Tempest Trials Lorenz. So a lot happened there. And it's worth noting that we actually kind of went back to see more bros on the banner. It was still kind of skewed, right? So last year we had, if we're just counting the harmonized unit and duo unit as 1, we had a 1, 2, 3 lady and 2 bro banner. Same thing with the part 2 in that we had Byleth, Dorothy, Ingrid, 3, and then we also had Sylvain and Lorenz, 2. So I think the diversity is kind of a little bit better, but given that they added an additional unit, that 4-star, I kind of appreciate that. I like the split a little better at this rate, because listen, I love Waifu Emblem, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of There's a lot of good boys in Heroes, or in Fire Emblem in general, that deserve to be in Heroes. So fingers crossed that we see that continue on. So that's where we were. We had this kind of time skip back to a Sacred Stones representation, and then we had the new kids on the block being the 3 houses crew. I think it's probably very heavily implied that we're going to be looking at another 3 houses banner. So here's how I see it playing out. All right. I think Summer Part 1 is going to be a continuation where Summer Part 2 of 2020 left off. So I think we're going to get hit with a 3 houses banner right off the bat. Okay? Just an assumption. Who that is going to feature, I'll talk about in a second. The next thing I think we're going to see is kind of this return to Cascade inclusion, if you will. So I think what they're actually going to do is include a Radiant Dawn banner as well. And I know what you're all thinking, like, ooh, Summer Micaiah. Yes, I know. I hope it doesn't happen, to be perfectly blunt with you. I pray that it does not happen. I'm hoping that it does not happen. There's a lot more options besides Summer Micaiah, right? Outside of, like, Legendary Micaiah, where we're starting to narrow down possible Legendary options at this point. So my smart money is probably on Legendary Micaiah this year, not Summer Micaiah. Fingers crossed. So, yeah. Anywho, that's what it looked like last year. I feel like it was a relatively strong showing for Summer. I think a lot of people were satisfied with it. I know that we had Ingrid get in. I know Sylvain got in. A lot of people were very happy about that. We had Rhea, all right? I was pretty happy about that. I'm not really like a huge fan of their art necessarily, but that was the first Rhea that occurred, and I was happy with that. Now, let's look at what I think we're probably going to see. Or what I hope we see, rather. So you can see I kind of added down to our chart here in orange. We got 2021, and I'm assuming that we're going to see in all 3 houses. So the thing to remember here is we had 2 special banners in January, right? We had New Year's and then Pledgian. That caused everything for the rest of the year to be offset from the prior year in terms of which banners had duo units and which banners had harmonized units. So if we hadn't had a doubling in January, right, because outside of that we have 1 special banner every month, we would have seen another harmonized unit first for Summer Part 1. But instead, we're actually looking at a duo unit for Part 1 this time, whereas last year for Part 1 we had harmonized and a duo in Part 2. So this year we're going to be seeing a duo unit in the first summer event, and I think it's likely going to be 3 houses again, as I've already said. These are just some guesstimations that I threw on the board here because I thought it would be funny, honestly. So I thought a Summer Constance would be pretty funny, mainly because they could do a lot with her personality, I think. And I know that not everybody is super jazzed to maybe have some of the students get in as alts, like Dorothea, for example. But frankly, when we're talking like Academy era, I would rather have them as alts, because I think their promoted outfits and classes are much cooler than just everybody walking around in an Academy outfit. So if they kind of swap off some of those Academy stage base models with some alts, I'm very satisfied with that, honestly. Like Sylvain, I think Summer Sylvain was super cool. Outside of that, he would have just looked like another normal student going to, Garrick Mach. But so Constance, I think that could play a lot with the whole sunshininess that she has to deal with. That could be pretty funny. Petra, I threw Petra on here basically because like that's Jenna's character. Like if you've been to the streams where we work on the free-to-play account at all, you know that we're trying to stay true to Petra, because that is the one unit that Jenna genuinely cared about back when she actually did stuff with the account. So we're trying to stay true to that. So when I was in chat the other day and we were streaming, I was like, you know what? We'll throw Petra on there. That might be fun. I have Ash down here as our 4-star. I think Ash is... I'd like to see Ash in the game. He's one of the few units from 3 houses that I genuinely like a lot. And then there's Cyril, who I have picked as our Grail unit. Basically just cluttering around trying to find Lady Rhea from last year. I don't really think I need to explain too much on that. And then for a duo, I have Claude and Hilda. I really don't have any strong feelings about this whatsoever. I'll just be honest with you. As far as the 3 houses banners go in general, I tried to throw some on here that I thought would be kind of fun for summer, like Constance. I threw some on here that I thought, I genuinely kind of like Ash. Claude and Hilda, I'm not, I don't knock it, but I'm not really like all about it, if that makes sense. So I threw them on there, but I feel like they would be a good duo anyway. Feels right to me. I think Claude kind of getting left out of the Fallen alts and things like that. And then Hilda, Hilda's wildly popular, right? So there's a good chance that she gets some good gotcha alts, right? So like winter, which she already has, New Year's, summer, like the big events, right? I feel like she's probably gonna hit. She took over the FEH account for Twitter last year for winter. Like that is, if that's not if that's not ushering you towards some sort of conclusion, I don't know what would. So I think that's something that I'd like to see. It wouldn't really hurt my orb stash that much, to be honest. I'd be fine getting like one of each if I could, or just waiting until the double special came around if possible. Now let's talk Tellius, because Tellius is important to me. Okay, this is the important one. So Tellius, I think we're going to see in a part 2. I think it's going to be a split with Fates. Okay, so this is going to be a harmonized pairing that we're going to be looking at. I have Boyd down here as our Grail, kind of following in the footsteps of Wolf, which is a nice little Halloween alt that we have of that family. I also have Ike and Titania at 5 stars. I feel like you have to put Ike on a banner if it's a Tellius banner and it's a seasonal banner. I feel like it's probably gonna have, like, if it's a hard Tellius theme, it's probably gonna have Ike, right? Titania is another one I'd really like to see. If we get a 4-star Summer Titania, I would just die. I know there's no chance at a 4-star Ike. I know that. Okay, that's literally never gonna happen. Titania, however, I feel like she's not that popular, so they might be able to squeak that in. So I have like a best case scenario of her being a 4-star, but I didn't put her. I put her at a 5-star because I just kind of figured, you know, waifu and stuff like that. And then I have over as our 4-star Nyx. So Nyx is one of those characters that I'm not really sure many people know what to do with in terms of where she aligns patterns. I know she's in the Conquest line, and I know that she is also in the Revelations line. I think she's actually one of the first, if not the first, Dark Mage that you can recruit within Revelations. So I also threw Azura on here from Fates as well, and she's part of a harmonized pairing of Mist and Azura. Now, I don't really care who the lead is, but I thought since, you know, the whole Galder thing with Tellius and how Azura is a songstress, I don't know, there's some sort of elemental to singing that I thought might play nicely together between Mist and Azura. So if none of that made sense to you, you probably haven't played the Tellius games, and that's okay. Just know that there's like some sort of song-like singing connection that could be made between the two. So I don't think it would be like completely out of left field that maybe they might end up on a harmonized banner together at some point if it allowed itself to be Tellius and Fates combined. Which is a long-winded explanation to say I felt like that made the most sense. Plus, you know, we're putting Mist and Titania and Ike together. I feel like that's a really strong pairing. Azura doesn't really have that many alts in terms of, you know, the rest of the Fates Royals, right? I thought maybe like we had kind of like the Conquest Summer. We had like the Hoshiden Hot Springs type situation going on. Maybe we could have like a Revelations themed Summer that would still include their Fate. I don't know. So that's just kind of where my head was. So those are my thoughts. It's just a dumb video that I put together for you. Happy Monday. That's all I got. I don't know. I'm just throwing some thoughts together, bouncing them off, seeing what you guys think. Let me know what your ideal summer banner might potentially look like. Question mark. Let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what you're thinking. I don't know. I feel okay with this. I feel like it's possible that we see something like this. So yeah, thoughts. Share them. Let me know. Probably won't have to wait too long. We'll probably have some sort of Fate channel or some kind of teaser reveal pretty soon. They typically do a Fate channel for Summer Fest, so look forward to that. Subscribe, come back, we'll talk about it. It'll be fun. Or else. That's all I got for you right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Subscribe, liking, commenting. They all help a lot. It's very much appreciated. We're trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. I ideally wanted to hit it by July, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So we're bumping the goal, I guess. But hey, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I dare you. Dare you to prove me wrong. That's it. Thank you all so much for watching. And until then, I will catch you next time.